Hello everyone, it's Kim. I am checking in to share something, just really, really powerful insights I had yesterday on manifestation. So as I've understood the body as electromagnetic, and the body is a transmitter. I've really understood a lot about manifestation, about how the body is sending signals, is receiving information. And yesterday I had just the most extraordinary experience with this, where I'm right now in Dallas for a private retreat with this beautiful, beautiful client who's just amazing. And I flew out yesterday. So my flight was at 6 a.m. and my husband said, well, I'll set the alarm for 4:10 because I needed to leave at 4:30. And I woke up in the morning and it was 5:02. And I'm like, oh my God, how the hell did this happen? And I'm like, Mario, the alarm didn't go off. So he's like, you're gonna make it. And in my head, I'm like, this is futile. Like, this is stupid. There's no way I'm gonna make it because it's a half an hour to get to the airport. So I just listened to that and was like, you know what? Just stay fluid. So I threw my dress on. Everything was actually ready to go. Bag was in the car. Like, for some weird reason, it was so lined up. So I got in the car, and the whole time I was driving, it was this little bit of teasing out of it. Like, I was like, I'm fluid. I stay in my ease. However this goes is what it goes, which is a major, major key for manifestation, is stay in the fluidity, because the end result of what you're asking to create is abundant, is fluid, is easeful, is joyful, is this higher frequency. So you've got to be in the frequency of what you're wanting to manifest. So even though there was this little pull out of it, like, what the hell are you doing? This is dumb. You're going to end up going back home. It was like, that was a little whisper in the back of my head, and I didn't really go there. I just kept breathing in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All is well. And then ideas started coming into my head, like, you know what, maybe there's a flight later in the day. And I had planned, we have the day. So either way is fine. Maybe I fly out tomorrow and she has the first evening by herself, and that ends up being such a gift that we're like, great. So I just imagine all the different ways it could go, right? So this is non-attachment, like this or something better, right? Obviously I wanted to make my flight, have it be the way we planned, or something even better. So I let go of the attachment and allowed me to just play in the fluidity of however this might work out. And then actually some of those specific ideas came in. So I still stayed totally 90% fluid through this whole process. So I go to the airport, I get there, I'm running in with my bag, and there's this line of people. And I'm like, Kim, just stay right here, because it didn't feel right to be like, I need to get in front. We have a really small airport, so there were only 3 people in line. But it didn't feel right to be like, me. So I just kind of stayed really soft. I went up to the kiosk, and then they made this announcement for a flight. And I was like, you guys, that's my flight boarding. Do you mind if I get in front? And everyone was like, no, it's fine. So the guy goes, well, that's not your flight boarding. That's a United flight. And where are you going? What are you doing? So I shared what I'm doing. He's like, we're going to get you on that flight. They were already boarded. So anyway, long story short, printed out my boarding pass. I could hardly even believe it, because it was, maybe 25 minutes, I think, before the flight, 20 minutes. Anyway, I got the boarding pass. I'm like, thank you. I just stayed in the ease of it. Didn't even get I gotta get there. I'm like, Thank you. Went through it's not even really a line, where we live. It's a very small airport. So this woman who's taking the tickets, she's my old babysitter from a year ago. So she pulls her mask down. She's like, Kim, it's Hannah. And I was delighted, Kim, the universe is on your side. Be anxious for nothing. It's all fine. And I got on the flight. But this is the big part of it, was I'm sitting on the flight. I'm in the seat. And I could have gone into the decongestion of oh my God, that was just such a whirlwind. But I didn't. I was like, you know what? Stay right here. Be right here. And the whole flight, I just had my hands on my heart, and I was like, thank you, thank you. Like I had switched to a different timeline from the one where things don't go well or to the one where things inevitably go well, and just really let that sink in to a different degree than maybe it had before. And my husband was such a big part of it because like, you got this, you're going to be fine. And the certainty he had was like, I can't even believe that. Like, there's no way. But I didn't go there. I just said, yes, okay. And I let that come in, because without the attachment, it's like, maybe it just comes in however it's gonna come in. Because sometimes we can't believe, I wouldn't have been able to even believe that I could have gotten on that flight. So don't let the tension or the contraction of the mind hijack you from being in the ease and in the receptivity of the manifestation. So pretty incred that, I still can't I'm like, wow, that actually happened. But what I've just done with it is thank you, as I stabilize into the reality where things do go effortlessly. Be anxious for nothing, receive, abundantly, which is really what was required for me to hold the space for this woman in the private retreat that we're doing here this weekend. Is like, be in a even higher frequency than where I've been in before. And this has like really called me to stabilize into that even more fully. But the point is, I read in the Embracing Health group this morning, because there's people joining. We're starting next week. It's a really exciting group. We're going to be in this amazing integration for a year together. And it's kind of the same thing of like, wow, can I really hold the space for my intentions when there's so much that's opposite of that. That's so much that feels like it's disrupting things. And that's really, they've just showed up like rock stars to say, yeah, I'm having this. I'm willing to have this, and like, let whatever comes up be okay. Because I think what happens a lot of times when we step into something, whether it's I choose to let my body heal, or I choose to step into wealth and abundance, or I choose to step into an easeful life where I'm loved and cherished, everything that's not that is going to come up. Like, that's one of the first things that's going to happen. And then if we make that wrong, whether it's, whoa, my pain intensified, or, oh my God, shit's hitting the fan, or, oh, someone's yelling at me, whether we choose to make it wrong or we just embrace it is going to determine like how fluidly the manifestation comes in. But every time we step into something, all the stuff that's not that will come up. Like what came for me yesterday, to have it that easeful, I am that taken care of. There was that little bit of pull of like, no, you can't have it. You're asking too much. There's no way. And you don't need to go there. Just welcome it. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Don't make it wrong. Welcome it, because that's what lets the third function of your energy body, transmutation, happen. So we have receptor, transmitter, transmuter, and that transmutive function is what happens when we stay present to what's going on in our body and let it resolve, because it will come up as you're stepping into something higher, as you're choosing something higher. So, and I know for the individuals who've chosen the Embracing Health group, like that's a big step. You're like, I'm going to be in the resonance of this for a year, step into my intention, receive that boldly, receive that grandly. And your system's like, no way, you can't have that. Who do you think you are? You'll never make it. That's what's going to come up, because that's what's moving out. It's moving out as you choose beyond it. You don't really hear it as loudly when you're still compliant. And this is actually a big thing that has come up with the client that I'm working with right now in the retreat is wow, how intensely things can come up as they're coming out. And whenever you choose yourself more fully, that's what happens. All right, I love you guys. You deserve explosions. It reminds me of Phil Good and Lori Ladd. Yeah, those guys are pretty awesome. Great reminder that we are truly taken care of. Yeah, and if we receive that, we'll experience that. But it can be a stretch to receive that. So the Embracing Health group is still open. It's at drkimd.com/health. And even just feeling the site and looking at the page and like receiving the words will resonate something within your system. So I would invite you even just receive the page of what's possible and how abundantly we can step into ourselves and how abundantly we can receive when we choose to do so. So I am really excited to be welcoming that group in. I will be here again Wednesday. Jessica Sullivan is going to be sharing part of her journey with the Embracing Health program, with totally resolving chronic fatigue syndrome, Lyme disease, autoimmune, like a whole bunch of heavy things that had been going on with her for years, and her experience with this work and kind of like how she navigated this journey. So that will be an awesome interview Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time for Mind Body TV. And I'm just sending you lots of love. So good job showing up to be you in your life, in your body, to be fully alive, because it takes so much courage to stand for what we really are and not like play the role of what we think we're supposed to be. But this being what we really are, and this ask and this willingness is really what makes us fully alive, is what feeds your cells into wholeness, into vitality. And we live in a totally different realm. So I'm so excited to be doing this work with you and to be connecting with that group who are going to be who are in the Embracing Health this year. We are in a collaboration and assisting each other, elevating each other, and reminding each other who we are and how powerful we are. So lots of love. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon.